Hi, my name is Tasha King, and I'm Jonathan King's mom.
Hi,
I
Tasha. Good afternoon, each and every last one of you guys. I'm gonna just go ahead and stand by, Tasha. Thank you for calling us and contacting the Really Young Live TV show. We're here for you, and we want you to know that we are here for you, and you are not alone. Tasha, it's so many different people, kids right now being murdered across the 757. I was thinking that it was just like a 757 thing, but it's going all the way over. I see your area code is 804. People are informing me that they're having murders going on at alarming rate all the way in Georgia, Florida, Mississippi, Atlanta. It's so many people out here that's losing their loved ones, losing their kids on an alarming rate daily. We're trying to get the public to understand that we need these crimes that's going on in our community to just come to a cease, not just stop, but cease immediately. I'm thinking, Tasha, if more people come out and talk to their kids before they leave out the house, people won't be in a situation like you are in. It's a scary situation. Just to get that phone call that someone in your family been shot and also murdered. Um, and I'm sorry that your son was murdered on October. He was shot on October the 4th and he passed away on October the 5th. Can you take the story from there and explain to us how your day started, where you were, what was your mood? Were you just coming out the hospital? Can you explain to us what was going on that day?
okay. On October the 4th, my son's girlfriend was having a drive-by baby shower. So after I dropped her gift off, I went to my mom's house where Jonathan was staying, and I went over there and we was talking and everything. We was joking around. He was in a good mood. Me and my mom was trying to get him to go with us to gamble, but he was like, "No, it's not my thing," and we was just trying to get him out the house. But then these people showed up and picked him up, and the next time
Wow.
my son, he was shot. He was gunned down on Hinton Street on October the 4th at 11:15. But he was in
Wow.
spirits that day. He was working. He was looking forward to moving out of state. In October, the same month, he was looking forward to. He loved those kids. He loved his kids. He had 4 kids. I mean, he just had them 2 weeks prior to. It's just,
Wow. I'm
it's just
sorry.
no one ever wants to go through.
I'm sorry that happened to you, Tasha. I'm gonna back you up a little bit because we had a little more intimate phone call when I first spoke with you on today. You was telling me that you was just discharged from the hospital earlier that week, and you should have been in the house on bed rest, but something on the inside of you told you get up and go around to your mother's house and just visit your mother and your son.
Yeah, I was just getting out the hospital that Saturday morning, matter of fact, and I wasn't even supposed to be out the house, but I was just like, I made myself get up and go around. So when I went over there, I had my mask on and everything, and he was telling me, he was like, "You need to go back home." So I was like, "You're the one that got me sick," and he was like, "Well, I ain't get you sick." So I went out there to get him some masks, and we were just joking around and everything. We were just trying to get him to leave with us, and then they showed up and picked my son up.
Earlier today when you say they showed up, you was telling me that it was actually a family member that came around and picked them up and said, "Come on, let's ride with me." So y'all didn't think nothing was wrong with that. He was just gonna ride out with a cousin or a friend, and like he normally do, it was a regular day.
Yeah.
Um, they went no more than 2 blocks around the corner.
Yep.
How long was he gone between the time he got shot and the last time you heard from him and talked to him on that day?
They came and picked him up around, it was his cousin and 3 other guys. And they came and picked him up around like 5, probably close to 6 o'clock that evening. And when I got the call, it was after 11 o'clock that night.
So you get the call that your son been shot. What happened from there? You jump in the car. What happened from there?
I just threw the phone down. After she said he was on the ground, I threw the phone down. And I really didn't know what I was doing because I didn't know what to do at this point. So I jumped in the car. My friend of mine took me around Hinton Street, and we was just riding real fast trying to get there. So when I got there, he was laying on the ground. Him and Kevin Williams. It looked like he had been placed on one end, and then Kevin was lying on the other end, and just no one was helping them, and they were just laying there. And they were both still alive at the time when I showed up.
When you say, now I know this is very emotional for you, but you say you want justice and you want to find out what happened to your son, and that's what we're here for. That seeking we help piece these things together and to bring justice to your family. Just the mere fact of knowing what happened to your son is what we're looking for. And also, we do understand that you do have a $5,000 reward out there.
Yes, I don't only want justice. I demand justice at this point. It's been 8 months in the making, and my son has a birthday coming up on August the 1st. We had to go through a Thanksgiving without him, a Christmas without him, and his kids are really suffering. They really are going through it right now. Everybody is. This is the
What's the
first.
ages of his kids?
Carmen is 8. Carson is 5. Janaya is 4, and he has a 2-year-old, Ryan.
Wow.
He has 3 girls and 1 boy.
So going back to that day, you said that one was on one end and another was on the other end. I don't get that. I don't understand.
But looked like they were placed on opposite ends of each other. My son was laying more so where the gate was. There was a gate right there, and Kevin was placed like in the grass like area, like more towards the street.
So it seemed like their body was moved there in that shot.
Yeah, yeah. It seemed like their body was moved there. So when
Can
I
I
got, I was
go ahead?
yeah, and then it was a car in the street, like turned, like it was gonna like take somebody to the hospital, but it was like a car turned in the street. I think one of his friends was ready to rush them to the hospital, but I guess they assumed that they were both gone already, but they weren't.
Wow. And
And
no one was trying to administer CPR, chest compressions or anything when you arrived to the scene.
no one. When I got there, everybody was pretty much standing inside the gate, and I was really going off. I was hysterical. I was cussing. I wanted answers. I wanted to know why wasn't the ambulance there? Why wasn't the police there? And I wanted to know what happened. And no one, they just looked at me like I was an alien from outer space somewhere. And
No
no,
one was there was just no one was on his side holding his hand while he
no,
was no one.
it just looked,
Um
they placed his hands like in a position, like a cross-like position like this. Yeah,
they placed his hand in a cross like position like this.
yeah.
Wow. When after the incident, okay, when you get there, the police wasn't there, the ambulance wasn't there, no one was there. So at the time, you was thinking no one really even dialed 911.
No, but the police informed me that no call came in from the location that my son and Kevin Williams were at. That the call actually came from another lady who had heard the shots.
Wow, wow. How did this make you feel that your son is out there lying on the ground, dying? No one in the community dialed 911 to get them assistance. No one held his hands or their hands, and no one have given you answers to what happened to your son on that day. How did this make you feel as a mother?
I feel betrayed. I feel like he thought he was in a safe place where family was, and that was all that was there was family, was my uncles, his cousins, and his so-called friends that called him their brother. I felt really betrayed. I still feel betrayed because now even so I'm asking for answers from these people that were there, and they're getting nasty with me and telling me that I was a bad mom.
So you telling me his uncle was there, his cousins and was there when he got shot and murdered, and no one, your own family, won't tell you what happened to your son.
My own family. My own family.
How is that playing on your family relationship now? How has that turned the family apart, or did it?
I really didn't really associate with the with the side of their family like too much, and I really wasn't a big fan of him being over there because I was just telling him when I was in the hospital we were messaging back and forth, and I was telling him that I was okay, and he was telling me that he was over there on Hinton Street, and I was like, Tyrone, please leave. And so he was like, I'm going back around there to my grandma's house. So I never was a big fan of him being over at their location anyway.
Right. You
Yes.
you also told me and informed me about he had some type of argument before. We're not gonna mention no names with someone on Facebook, like not too long before he got shot.
There was a couple of months prior to, it was a argument that I seen with this particular person. They was telling, they were calling each other out to meet up at the corner store, which is called the deli. And I inboxed him and I was like, you better not go to that store. And a few minutes later, my sister, she was telling him, Tyrone, what is you doing? Get off of Facebook. That's when I seen that the guy, he probably arrived at the store and he was telling my son, he was like, yes, where are you? So I was begging my son at the time, do not go to the store. So he never showed up at the store.
Let me ask you this: if it was something you could say to the public and to the people that was out there on the day that your son life was stolen from him, what would it be that you would say to the people who stole your son life? What would be your plea to them? What would be your conversation to them if you was able to stand face to face with them at this moment?
I would ask them, why would you even do that? It wasn't even that serious for you to even take his life like that and so much of a violence in such a way like that. It wasn't even nothing that couldn't have been hashed out or talked about or y'all come to an agreement with just to resort to violence. And I would want their mothers to place themselves in my shoes also and want their sons to do the right thing and come forward or provide me with any information that they may have in locating these guys. And also, I would want to tell them that they have hurt us tremendously. We love Tyrone and we would get together on the weekends. He looked forward to on the weekends. We would go around my mom's house. She would cook for us and we, get our little groove on. Our little circle of our little family would come around like on the weekends. And he loved that. And it's
Wow.
nothing is never ever going to be the same no more. Nothing.
Wow.
They have completely tore us apart. My other two sons that was in the army. I mean,
And
they,
Tyrone, I mean, and Jonathan was your oldest son.
Jonathan was my firstborn, and I have two others that's in the army, and they had to find out about this while they were away. So if you can imagine how many people lives you destroyed and his kids, we will never be able to see him again. The only way we can visit him is at the gravesite. And that's no way for us to go and remember him or see him. How would y'all feel if that was y'all mothers viewing your bodies or having to make arrangements to bury you? That's nothing no one should ever have to do. He should have been burying me. And I would have never thought my son was no violent person. He talked his little stuff or whatever. He was no angel, but he would never hurt nobody. And for them to do that to him,
It's just
it's
sad.
evil.
It's just sad.
And these are young boys. These are young boys. You
Let
wouldn't
me
even,
let me ask you this: what do you want to say to our youth? When I speak on our youth, I'm talking about 16 to 30 years old or 28 years old. What do you want to say to them about putting the guns down and how shooting and killing people is affecting other people in their lives? What would it be that you'll say to them about putting the guns down?
I would say to these young people out here now, stop letting the older people that's being negative influence you all to commit these crimes because they're getting these orders from someone. They're getting it from someone who's telling them to do these things. And they don't have any guidance. I would tell them to get you a mentor. These young people out here now need a mentor. They need leadership. It's not like when I was growing up. I had people, older people to talk to that were positive. Now they don't have any of that no more. It's just negativity all around, and that results into them committing violence. And I would tell them just not surround yourself with so much negative people and so much violent people. Try to
Wow.
get yourself a mentor or somebody positive, a role model to be around, because this is something you never ever want to do in your life. Spend the rest of your life in jail or have somebody else life taken away from them. It's not nothing you will ever want to go through.
What would you like to say to some parents that know their kids have guns and they allow them to walk around with these guns and not get them the proper counseling?
I'm actually going through that right now. I have heard some things that with the parents that they know their kids have committed this crime. I would say if you were in my shoes, you wouldn't want this for your kids. So for me having to go through this, I pray that you never ever go through it.
Wow. Wow. Thank you for reaching out to me on Really Young Life platform to share your story. And can you tell the people the purpose of you coming on this platform to share your story? Your purpose is.
My purpose is to get my let his story stay out in the spotlight, and for me to continue to fight for him. I'm going to continue to fight for him until he gets the justice that he deserves. And there is a $5,000 award. And if you don't want to, you know, give your name or anything to the police, you can remain anonymous. And the number is 804-732-4222. And you don't even have to make yourself known to the police. You can give the information and just remain anonymous.
And the phone number one more time for them.
804-732-4222.
How has the police been helping you? Have they been very helpful or not?
I have another detective. When I started out, I had a very good detective, and he got promoted. We were working hand in hand together. We was working together, me and him. I was my own detective, and we was just going back and forth all the time. He was very good. He was very good, and we worked well together. Now I have a detective. I don't know. I'm really staying in communication with the sergeant at this time, and I just spoke with him on last week, and we have some very strong leads. We have strong leads.
Well, I am the infamous Miss Rhoda Young Live. Well, I hope justice will be served for the loss of your son and also Kevin Williams. If there's anything that we can do for you, please let us know. We are here for you. Guys, this story was brought to you by Jonathan King, mother. He was 30 years old and he had 4 children. He was shot on October 4th, 2020. He passed away on October 5th, 2020, and his funeral arrangement services was on October 10th, 2020. His mother, Tasha King, want justice for her son. She said they have a $5,000 reward out there. If anybody have any information leading to any information in the arrest and conviction of the person who took her son's life, they will be paying you guys $5,000. Did we touch everything that you would like to touch? Is anything else you would like to say, or anybody else would like to speak?
You wanted to speak, Simone? No. I have my daughter here. She's not feeling well right now. She just had surgery, but I'm sure if it would have been under other circumstances, she'll be right here. We're just really torn right now. I really am still in shock, to tell you the truth. I never ever thought I'd have a child that was murdered, let alone that's not even here on this earth anymore.
Have you stand up? I can see the pain still in, just not just in your face. I can see it coming through your body. Have you seek counseling or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm in counseling. Yeah, I do counseling. Yeah. I think it's very important for mothers of any violent, of any parent that has had a child, you know, murdered to seek counseling. But it's not something that's going to ever go away. It's
You know,
not.
Tasha, I'm praying for you and your family, and my condolences go out to you. I'm numb because I don't know what to say. You know, what do you say to a person who lost someone they love so dear? No one would never really understand the love a mother have for her child. We carry those kids for 9 complete months,
Yeah.
and then we feed them and we raise them, and we make sure we force them to go to school. We make sure they go to school. You know, we take them to doctor's appointments. We're there when they go through life challenges. It's just a bond that a mother and a son, or a mother and a daughter have, that I don't think no other person can have as much as a mother and her child. Um, I just don't know. I'm lost for words. I don't think I can ever say the right words to you, because the only right thing will be to say is your son was coming home, and I can't make that happen. But I
Yeah.
can pray for you. In my heart, I can pray for you, and my heart goes out to you and your family. I'm sorry. So sorry that this happened to you.
I'm,
Guys, please put the guns down. The life you save may be your own. Stop sending our women, not just black women, stop sending our mothers of this earth uh, to their grave with broken hearts. Y'all breaking the hearts of so many people. Put the guns down. It's nothing in this world that serious that you have to take the life of someone else and then give your life up. Your mother love you too. Your mother want to see you out here too. Your mother want to see you have kids and grow up, as well as the victim mother wanted to see her child. I am Rhoda Young Live. Until we meet again. Anything else, Tasha?
well, that's fine. I think we covered everything. I want to thank you so much for your time
You're
and for
so
my story.
you're so very welcome. I'm praying for you. I'm praying for your whole family.
Thank you.
Thank you.